My name is Rhapsody and welcome back to Slay the Spire 2! It's patch day! Or it was patch day 3 days ago. Look, Megacrit heard that I was backlogging footage for the very first time since the game came out, and as soon as I finished backlogging my footage, literally an hour later, they were like, okay, and release the patch. So, you're welcome. It's as though I coded it myself. Absolutely didn't do that, but still, I would like to take credit, because it has to have been released based on that criteria. I mean, I can't think of any other reason that it would have been, like, effectively the beta branch was edged for multiple weeks, and then as soon as I'm finished backlogging 15 episodes so I can take a break. God, it was such a great break as well, though. Anyway, let's play a video game. Hefty Tablet. This is one of the new Niao artifacts. Choose one of 3 rare cards to add to your deck, and add an injury. There's also Niao's Talisman, Upgrade a Strike, and a Defend. I mean, the ideal version of the path is taking this. Early Elite, 2 midline rest, late is Elite rest Elite. So I either want the... Well, actually, no. Boom and Conch will do that as well. Yeah, if I want to take 3 Elites this line... Boom and Conch. The time away was incredible. I don't know if I've ever actually rested as effectively as that. Turns out the key to having a good nap is have a puppy nap on you. I think some part of it is like, yeah, it's telling my nervous system, like, hey, a puppy would not have chosen to nap on you if there was any danger present. They have managed to rest, which means the Bethesda alert is not up for them. It is safe for you too. Untouchable. Sly. Gain 6 block. There's also follow through, the new version of it. Deal 7 damage. If you have 5 or more other cards in your hand, hits an additional time. Pretty cool. In our opening hand, that's actually decent damage. Give it. On account of that, givey. Prep time. Start your turn, gain 4 vigor. Depends. That could be good. I like well-laid plans as well. A lot. There's also the new leading strike, deal 3 damage, add 2 shivs into your hand rather than 7 damage and 1 shiv. Relic. Whenever you enter a question mark space, heal 5 HP. Planisphere got buffed, hell yeah. So we healed 5 HP when we came to this space, and then lost that additional HP immediately the turn after. Hey, see, we can set up much better for follow-through with the well-laid plans, because follow-through needs to see 5 other cards in the hand. So as long as I've held anything from previous turn, it will. Give me a leading strike. Just some pretty good damage considering we're taking a pretty aggressive line. Especially as Silent, I'm getting a little skittish about taking early elites. Everything seems to be going okay here, though. Energy Potion, Flechette, Bubble, and Cloak and Dagger. I'm leaning Flechette for the larger upside, but maybe I should just take Cloak and Dagger. Like, I haven't got any pushes in... Like, I haven't taken any additional skills so far, so, like, Flechette most of the time is going to do 5 or 10 damage. Rare case, it'll deal 15 for us. Cloak and Dagger at least defends us for 4 and deals 4. Sorry, defends us for 6 and deals 4. This is definitely the hardest of the fights for us to take now. This fight really wants to see you have AoE, a thing I really don't have. Not for lack of trying, though. It's not like I was seeing a bunch of AoE options which I was turning down. I don't think. Okay. Got him. Follow through with a well-laid plan is doing real work for us. I have to leave this defend in hand, because if I draw follow through next turn, I need to have 5 cards so that the Wriggler in the back line is lethal. Yeah, we get it. Then next cycle, just double defend and keep that Strikel. This might not cost us as much HP as it could have otherwise, given some of those plays. So that's nice. Oh, I totally had lethal that turn. I just played the safe play instead. Okie dokie. Regal Pillow, whenever you rest, heal an additional 15 HP. Great. Explosive Ampule deals 10 damage to all enemies. Outbreak? No, I'm not an Outbreak deck, unfortunately. Blade Dance and Pinpoint. I'll take the Blade Dance. I'm taking a big gamble that I'm going to start seeing some things that care about all of the shivs I put in this deck. All I need to see is accuracy. Come on, can I get a little accuracy over here? Oh, God. That's so much damage. I can't do anything about that. I mean, I can weaken you, but that's still 12 damage to my body. Ow. Okay, buddy, I'm really gonna need you to hold up on that. It's a lot of damage you do. Got him in the end. Ricochet, follow through, and anticipate. I almost want to take another follow through just for damage's sake. So I did. That's how that worked out for me. Neutralize, second turn of weakness. So damn important. Gremlin Horn, whenever an enemy dies, gain an energy and draw a card. Then I'll rest here, because I could have gotten the mailbox, so it was worth resting on the other side of that chest. Okay. Neutralize, follow through, well-laid plans. Use energy potion to keep going. Okay. Maybe I should have gone for lethal there. It's fine. I'll have lethal next turn, and I'll still have the explosive ampule. Stonecracker. At the start of each combat, upgrade 2 random cards in your draw pile for the rest of that combat, and follow through number 3. This is weird, but it's damage. It'll do damage. It'll get us through the fight. Turns out my journey ends here. Sworn we were doing okay, but never mind. Our journey ends here. Ooh! Couldn't I have gotten neutralized last turn, huh? Okay, costs us about 30 health to come into this combat. Aerobic Acid, a random of power, attack and skill in hand, and they all cost 0. Is it this combat? No, it's this. They're free to play this turn. Snakebite Untouchable and Poison Stab. So Snakebite would retain automatically in our hand, which sets up for follow-throughs a little better. I'll happily take that. Backflip. Shockwave. Damn, I really can't find a single card that says that it does anything for my shivs. This is going to be a tough fight. All right, then. It'll be a tough fight. I think probably the best damage I can upgrade right now is Snakebite. Follow through Snakebite. Good lord. Alright, Aerobic Acid, because I can't just defend 6 on this turn and expect to still win. Okay, now you're just having a laugh, mate. Accuracy, Blade of Ink, and Leading Strike are the things that I was given there. Apply a weak, apply a weak. So yeah, now I will actually stagger you this turn. Yeah, I do think the Aerobic Acid will save us this fight. Ridiculously effectively. Okay. Follow through, Blade of Ink, Shiv. Alright. Shiv Capstone Piece. Give me the Blades of Ink. Yeah. Shadow Step, discard your hand, next turn, attack, deal double damage. Yeah, that doesn't really help us with our whole retain play. I guess there is the argument that I should try and do Grand Finale and then set it up appropriately. I don't have any variable draw in this deck. I've only got one backflip. I've got no prepareds. Yeah. Well-laid plans help set up for that, but other than that, not really. And then Accelerant. I'll take Shadow Step. And I will happily take Pale's Flesh for the additional energy every turn after the second. Beautiful. Most of the damage prevented there. Snakebite and double the damage on the following turn, although we also halve the damage because the enemy's flying, and also I only drew one attack anyway. And I also just defended instead of doing anything, so couldn't have been less relevant. Gonna drop an explosive potion here. Well-laid plans, yes please. That comes back to me. I want to say prepared, but well, into looking Bouncing Flask, maybe. I just feel like Bouncing Flask is something that I'm not going to play at all. I'll take a single copy of Prepared. I'm already incentivized to include discard synergy cards in this deck. I'll weaken you. Saves us 7 damage that turn. Oh boy. Also saves us another 7 damage the turn after, as it turns out. Oof. Cure all. I don't need another follow through. Precise card as well. Not necessary. I want to take Exterminate, literally just have some AoE in this deck. And then cockroaches. No? It is an AoE fight still, so it kind of counts. We've got Shackling Potion to lower the incoming damage on a crucial turn here. Follow through. Hatchling down. Hatchling down. Uh-oh. Okay, I doubled all the damage in my attacks this turn, but okay, we managed to play a decent series of attacks that turn. A little worried it wouldn't have done anything. Dagger Spray, Prepared, and Sucker Punch. I'll take my second Prepared copy. Necrobinder, Ironclad, and Regent. Almost certainly this should be Necrobinder. The look-in for Regent would be Shiv Creation's really good if you have Arsenal. Actually, all of the cards that say when you create a card are really good when you have Shivs. Show me Regent. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to support the star cost of any of these, so it's Heirloom Hammer or nothing. It's probably nothing. Can't support the star cost of these. This is the reason you usually don't take Regent. Alright. Anyway, that was fun. Got to look at a bunch of Regent cards. Then I'll upgrade Well-Laid Plans. Hold a second card. Oh boy. Definitely going to be using Cure All this turn. 1, 2, Cure All. 3. Then Well-Laid Plans for double damage to everyone. I'll also Shackling Potion so that I take almost no damage here. I knew this fight was going to be really hard, so I'm really happy to have just potions to throw at it. Got him! Ripple Basin. If you did not play any attacks during your turn, gain 4 block. There's a hand trick there for making skills. I mean, I could Snakebite. I can make Sly on Snakebite. Probably just take Leg Sweep there in order to have some additional sources of weaken. You pick up the Lasting Candy every other combat. Your reward screen also contains a power card. Okay, Neutralize is a great hit there. Keep him weak for the most important turns. Two attacks time, I've got double damage active, gotta remember that. Okay. Weaken. Attack. Shadow Step. So now I've got double damage active, so first attack I play this turn. It's going to do twice as much damage. And that's unfortunately not going to have too much of an impact here. Maybe I should have just fished for an attack potion. Yeah, I definitely should have just fished for something from the attack potion in retrospect. Uh-oh. I also had an extra energy that turn. Oops. Rely. Horncleave. Prepared snakebite dash. I don't need another prepared. I don't need another snakebite. I definitely don't need my first dash. All right, come on. Power potion that helps. Sorry to be so specific, but I would like one that helps. Will they play on Snakebite? And I don't need to play Neutralize yet. In fact, I benefit significantly by not doing so. Repair through those two. There we are, all the way back to Snakebite. Keep the leg sweep in the defense. I can be a lot more defensive against this character than most characters usually can. And when I'm certain that we've got the win, I can turn and burn with a lot of damage as well. Like here. $14, $12, that'll do it. Festive Popper. At the start of combat, deal 9 damage to all enemies. There's the Phantom Blade. I mean... I don't do that many shivs. It's better than not having it, but Blade Dance is even better. Come on. Pulls the trade. It's just a good card. It's just a good card to have. God, our damage does not scale at all. Prepareds need upgrades. Oh boy, this is going to be an interesting fight. Okay, very glad that I got the Horncleave covering my butt this turn. I'll keep Frantic Escape and Exterminate. Still take 12 damage on that turn. Best I could do, though. Oh boy. Yeah, that Snakebite needs to be played yesterday. Okay. Leg sweep, defend frantic. Basin's really helping out, giving us 4 block on the turns that I've not played an attack myself. Speaking of having not played an attack myself, we should probably not play an attack ourselves this turn. So as to benefit from that as well. Unfortunately, the enemy's already weakened, so I can't take that even further with a weakness potion. Oh boy. Alright. Dead this turn without lethal or more defense. Okay, that's more defense. Oops. Wrong card order by far there, though. Alright, we got him. Woo! Storm of Steel, discard your hand. Add a shift to your hand for each card discarded. There's another grand finale in Murder. Murder is some nice single target inevitability. Storm of Steel doesn't really change. Like, our deck still does pretty much exactly the same things with Storm of Steel. The big problem here is that I took a lot of things that are good if I have anything that says your shivs are good, and then I didn't get offered or take almost anything that said your shivs are good. Yes, there was one Phantom Blades, but that would have been one shiv each turn gets 9 additional damage, which, as it turns out in retrospect, it's a lot. It's as much as I was gonna get. Whenever you kill an elite, upgrade 4 random cards. I'd love that. Can't take it. I'm not gonna be able to kill elites with this. Yeah, this is currently a dodge elite build. At the start of turn, add an attack to your hand. It is free to play. Maybe those attacks will do damage. Got him. Dagger throw. Deflect, ricochet, speedster. Nope. Very glad that I've got a card defending me here. Sorry, a relic defending me here, the Horn Cleat. As we weren't going to be able to provide that to ourselves that turn. Fairy in a Bottle's a great pickup there. I'll take a Deadly Poison just because that and Snakebite gives me something that I can do to a boss. Even if I still don't think it's enough. Exterminate. Doing a bunch of AoE damage there. Okay. Alright, as long as the backliner is down, I can just defend against the front line a bit. Oh, come on. For really? For really, really real? Ugh, I can't do anything about that. I can lessen it with a weakness potion at least. Take 6 less damage. The enemy was 3 away from dying that turn, unfortunately. Explosive Ampule. Outbreak! It's there! It was 3 times you deal poison to an enemy. Deal 15 damage to all enemies. I'll take a finisher. Outbreak is not for this deck. I didn't have the Bouncing Flask or the Noxious Fumes or anything for it. Sadly. I was even trying to use it. That's a decent amount of poison. Oh boy. Ghost in a jar. Piercing whale. Do I take the pinpoint? I think I might actually take pinpoint just for straight up damage here. Ghost in a jar for the explosive. I'm going to corrupt the murder to do 50% more damage. I'll rest with a regal pillow here. Just keep myself as comfortable as I can. Razor Tooth. Every time you play a skill or an attack, it is upgraded for the rest of the combat. Here, I want Tools of the Trade or Well-Laid Plans to get the additional draw. Let's go Well-Laid Plans, because then I know that at the very least, like, even if that's the last card in hand I play, it's still seeing more cards. Power that makes other powers cost less is very useless for us. A skill that gives us additional energy could be pretty important. Murder's going to want an upgrade if I'm going to be playing that consistently. And then we've got a lot of value from visiting one more elite. Sorry, one more elite, one more merchant site. Two bots down on the first turn, as well as double damage set up for the second. Peace. Woof. A lot of incoming damage here, so definitely want to make sure they don't manage to keep it. Not worth playing murder if I'm already killing an enemy. It's 2 HP loss that I don't need. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Got him. Footwork. Not bad. I am going to need more defense if I want to have even a snowball's chance in hell here. Okay. Duping a card in the deck is pretty important. There is something to say that maybe I just dupe that murder, and then my whole play is just about keeping myself safe and comfortable while I cycle through the deck as many times as possible to get back to murder and finish the enemy that way. Gosh. I fear that is the case, and then we just use double damage from Pen Nib to set up for it. I think that's kind of my only choice. Then Bag of Preparation for the additional 2 draw on turn 1, and Untouchable for the additional defense while we're cycling through the deck. And the next upgrade, I think, needs to be the other Prepared, getting a second card drawn and discarded. I have no faith in this deck whatsoever. I want you to know that before we start playing it, so that you don't think that I think that you think I think that this is a good deck. This is just a deck that happened to make it here. That is not the same thing. Okay, gotta remember, whatever I play here is going to be exhausted. Which is great in some circumstances. There's cards I can exhaust that I want to get out of here. And bad in other circumstances where there's cards I don't want that for. There's a lot of zero costs I can play at the end of this turn. I'll tell you that one for free. Murder after that, then dagger throw through there. Found a decent amount of cards out of the deck this cycle. Okay, so we got backflip ready for the next hand as well. Damn. I want more murdering. Okay, yeah, they are still in the deck. I was wondering where the hell they were. Okay, good. 177. Ghost in Jar. Finisher for a bunch of damage. We'll get through this fight. Next fight, we are not going to, though. That's going to be a fun little disparity between the fights there. Right? If I was going to ask for any upgrade on the first turn, it would have been footwork. No, I don't see this one coming out. Oh, and in fact, we are definitely dead here. There goes our first health bar. Fairy in a bottle keeps us with another one. You can have that neutralize. We've got it, double damage. Woo! I mean, if I'm honest, it's a lot closer than I thought we were going to get. Although, like, I was certain we were going to be dead long, long before here. There's just no trajectory for us to be able to finish that fight without using murder as many times as we needed, and that front line being defended against much more consistently. As soon as the weaken, vulnerability, and frailty are all out there, that fight gets so much more difficult. And especially having not even developed the footwork, not having consistency of defense, not really like Sly playing out a bunch of our defend cards. That was just gonna run away from this in terms of value. I'm honestly just happy that we managed to get through the first of the boss fights there. So how would I have altered this deck, and at what point would I have done it in order to win this fight? I do think the murder play on the final floor is probably the best trajectory I had for winning. and then using the doubling of both Pen Nib and Shadow Step was that. But I feel like that also would have needed to be paired with much more consistent defense so that I have the ability to let those cards scale up significantly before I then have to unleash them. So I would need to be able to consistently put up like 20, 30, 40 block turns, and this deck just was not capable of doing that. It would have needed a lot more draw, a lot more energy gain, a lot fewer other cards. I mean, realistically, the answer to this is we overinvested in an archetype that we never really got any continual access to. So, like, so much of this deck is based around the shivs. Or rather, the early deck is based around follow-through, just to have the damage to be able to follow through. And then so much of the deck is based around shivs. And then none of that was capable of taking out a boss. So then suddenly the deck is focused around poison as well. And then the only option was double damage from discard. And then the deck is starting to focus around discard. So like it's got so many different things going on, and none of them independently were strong enough to do something. All of them did different things. So the floor fights were taken care of by follow through and by shivs. And then the boss fights were taken care of by poison. And that was just not going to be possible for too many fights in a row, especially as we were whittling away the resources that we were otherwise holding. I'm glad to have gotten to use follow through in its new state, and also to have used it with well-laid plans. So well-laid plans and then follow through. I mean, the flavor, it's there. It makes sense. Just need to live a little longer if we want to do our murders correctly. For the moment, though, my name's been Raphael. The name of the game has been Slay the Spire 2. Top left is a series playlist for all my content of the game past, present, and future. YouTube recommendations down below, streaming past the names of the people so generously supporting the Republic on patreon.com/RhapsodyPlays. And a brother thank you and a special thanks to this episode to Lotto. Hopefully you all have been enjoying yourselves, and hopefully we'll see you all next time.